Welcome to 4C Visions. I'm your host, R.V. Hight, Director of Communications at Central Carolina Community College. In this edition of 4C Visions, it is my pleasure to welcome Bianka Stumpf, Central Carolina Community College Social Sciences Lead Instructor. Bianka has been selected as CCCC's Faculty Member of the Year for 2017-18 and is a finalist for the North Carolina Community College System's 2018 Excellence in Teaching Award. She received her Bachelor of Arts degree from Catawba College, her Master of Education degree from Campbell University, and has done postgraduate work at Fayetteville State University. Bianka's husband, Ty, is CCCC Humanities Chair. They have 2 children. Bianka, welcome to 4C Visions.
Thank you, RB.
Well, Bianka is someone who is recognized for excellence in teaching. What makes a good teacher?
Good question. I think that the best teachers have sort of 2 R's. And the first one is you need to have experience in your content, know and love your discipline, so that what you're teaching has rigor and relevance to students. But I also think that the best teachers aren't just subject matter experts, but they also remember that they're teaching real people. And so they can be compassionate and remember again that students come with different abilities and interests and preferences and try as much as one can while maintaining rigor to remember that you're teaching real people.
Well, looking back on your life, when was it that you realized that you wanted to be a teacher, and what brought about those thoughts?
I've always wanted to be a teacher. I was the kid that summer breaks or holiday vacations like we're about to experience made me feel sad that I would be out of school. And so from the time I was a girl, I just knew that I wanted to be in school. I also think that for me, I didn't have a lot growing up. I grew up in the federal housing projects across from our campus. And so school for me was a sanctuary from a home life that wasn't always great. And so seeing the investment that teachers made in me and that school felt like an opportunity or sanctuary made me think that I should do that, right? I should make that investment in people and sort of pay it forward in my own career.
That's marvelous. Well, you have been recognized for having effective environments that result in motivated students and successful learning. What is an effective environment, and how do you accomplish that in your classroom?
Well, I teach history, and I think that there can be a preconception that it has to be dead and old and dry and boring. And so I try to make the environment one where students feel like history matters, that it's relevant to their lives, and I think that I'm most successful getting that message across when I integrate current events. So if you are studying the Bill of Rights, we can discuss and have a broad range of views expressed about Colin Kaepernick and the NFL and First Amendment rights or not. Or if we're studying the Civil War, as we are in my History 131 class, we'd be remiss not to talk about and have students sort of explore their attitudes and experiences with the Confederate monument debate. So I think that's one way to sort of create an environment that's motivating. And then also, I think making it memorable. And so I like to have students as much as possible use realia. So for example, if we are studying cotton plantations, then I have a local farmer who will donate cotton, and we're picking the seeds by hand to know what it was like prior to the cotton gin. Or a local tobacco farmer will come in and help us loop and tie tobacco. So I think those are sort of the ways, by using current events and sort of cultural extensions, you can create an environment where people think this is worth learning.
Well, how important is technology when it comes to innovations in teaching methods?
Well, my first position at the college was actually Director of Distance Education, so I clearly value the role technology plays. I think that our students come to us as technology natives, and so we have to sort of move with the times and innovate. Even though I know how to use those bells and whistles from my time as an administrator in technology here, I have found that my students are most successful with everyday technologies. My students do oral history interviews. They go out in the community and they speak to someone 60 years or older. Some of the viewers may have been interviewed, and they create digital recordings of those interviews, like a way a historian would create a digital archive. And then students are uploading those to YouTube to watch each other's and to share them with the community and families who interviewed. And I think that's just a real world way to use technology so they can see something they might do in their personal life has an academic part to play as well.
Well, Bianka, I'm excited because you have participated in some interesting professional development activities and experiences. Can you share some of these experiences with our viewers?
Sure. Well, I thought about the question you had posed to me prior to arriving, RV, and I think my two hallmark experiences, one was national that I would share, and one was international. So a couple of summers ago, I had the good fortune of going to Montpelier, a little teachable moment. Montpelier is the plantation home of James Madison, our fourth president, and have a residency there where we worked with constitutional scholars and really delved into the handwritten notes that delegates took in Philadelphia during the convention. And then from that, because we were a group of community college and K-12 educators, created a constitutional convention simulation, like a role play of being the delegates at the Constitution for our students.
Wow.
So that was fantastic, right, to be where Madison lived, to study his words and his private notes, and then to create something I knew I could take back to my students. Then the next summer, I had the good fortune of receiving a U.S. Department of Education grant that, in partnership with the European Union, allowed 12 educators to study abroad. And so I had an opportunity to be in Brussels. And the very week of the Brexit vote, where the United Kingdom decided to part ways with the European Union. And in addition to that access, again, opportunities to collaborate with faculty from across our country, and obviously the European presenters who were allowing us that professional development. And it's like I tell my students, those are the best souvenirs, right? I can't always put them in, checked luggage and go somewhere, but if I will go and do those things and sort of mine what's valuable, I can bring that back to them.
Well, and that's exciting to share with your classes, I'm sure. Well, why are the social sciences important in the learning process?
Our social sciences department at the college, it spans a lot of disciplines. Not only history that I teach, but also psychology and sociology, anthropology, political science. And I think what's strong about the social sciences, RV, is they're all people disciplines. They're all the study of either the individual, whether he or she was of historical importance or not, and how we relate to one another. So I think what's important about studying social sciences is we all have to learn to relate to one another. So whether you're a scientist or a soccer player, right, you have these relationships that you cultivate, and our field is a way to get students to think about more intentionally what they do and who they interact with.
Well, you often have visiting speakers in the classroom setting, as you just mentioned. How do they contribute to the social sciences learning process?
Well, like I just mentioned, because our discipline is the study of relationships, it seems a natural extension to me to then create relationships outside the college and bring in expertise and experiences that students might not otherwise have. So I think when we do things like our annual Holocaust event, it's one thing to read the oral history of a survivor. It's a whole other memorable and meaningful experience for our students to actually meet one. And so we have a program at the college I coordinate called ACES, Academic, Cultural, and Enrichment Series, and we have about a dozen events a year that attempt to either bring discipline experts or ordinary people who have a talent or an experience to share with our students. I think it makes our students well-rounded.
And I would invite those individuals who may be interested in the spring to visit when you have some of these speaker series on campus. And I know another one that you have that is really fascinating to me is the tobacco, where you have some local tobacco folks to come into your classroom. And I'm sure a lot of students don't even realize that some of this happened at one point in time.
Right. Well, you know, when we have those farmers come to class, for example, what I think is really valuable to the students is that they get to see that expertise isn't just in a classroom, that it's out there in their community, and they're driving by these tobacco fields, and many of them were not raised on farms, so they have an appreciation for what came before, because it certainly informs today.
Well, Bianca, being the teacher that you are, what advice would you give someone who may be considering a career as a teacher?
Right. I guess for the listening audience out there thinking about a career in teaching, I think you have to be committed. I think that teaching is a lifestyle when done well, and work-life balance is a struggle, so you have to really want it, right? Your heart has to be in it, because it won't be fame and fortune in a classroom career, but it has a lot of intrinsic rewards, but you really have to be committed and know that it doesn't end at 3 p.m., that it really is something where you're thinking about your students and what you're teaching and the material all the time.
Can you imagine doing anything else in your life other than teaching?
No, I mean, from being a little girl across the street here and, you know, checking out pretend library books and, you know, doing lessons for stuffed animals, for better or for worse, right? I'm doing what I think I was called to do.
And I know that it must give you a lot of pleasure to see the successes that many of your students have in going forward in their careers.
Absolutely. I think that's one of those intrinsic rewards. Even things like a couple weeks ago, I saw a student in the grocery store parking lot, and I heard my name shouted out across. I sort of look across the parking lot, and it's someone who I taught about 2 years ago, multiple courses, and he's finishing up his degree at NC State, applying to graduate school, and just seems happy with his choices. And you feel like you were a very small part of the encouragement along the way, and so you almost feel like you're getting that degree because you were part of that story.
And Bianca is just one of the special teachers here at CCCC, and I know that she may not talk about this, but I'll be glad to talk about it, that she and many of our teachers are so good about supporting our students, whether it be events in the community or whether it be events here at the college. And I know that gives you a special thrill to see them here on campus doing things that are making a difference.
Absolutely.
So, well, what do you think makes Central Carolina Community College such a special school?
Well, personally, CCCC is special to me because as a child, I would walk the hill across the street and use the payphone outside the library, which makes me sort of sound dated to use a payphone on this campus. So I've sort of been haunting the hallways of this campus, I guess, since I was a little girl. But what I think makes it really special, why I've enjoyed my almost 14-year tenure here alongside my husband, who's taught here even longer, is the people. I have a lot of, like you mentioned, really hardworking and committed faculty and staff that feel like an extension of my family. And I like people. I'm a people person. And so the students here on campus, they take a step, right, to seek something better for themselves at college. And so it's just a real privilege to be here.
Well, Bianca, thank you for your service to Central Carolina Community College. And we will return to 4C Visions after these messages.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start.
That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
And then from this angle, it all makes a star.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up and
And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy. And giving up, impossible.
And then we're gonna turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Finally won. What's your reaction gonna be? Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods,
Okay, what else?
common.
Little tadpoles, the frogs, the spiders, this is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice, she's new.
Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened?
Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Welcome back to 4C Visions. Today we welcome Denise Martin, Central Carolina Community College Associate Dean of Health Sciences and Human Services. Denise came to CCCC in July 2015. She worked in healthcare for 20 years before coming to CCCC with her background in health information management. She holds a Master of Business Administration with a concentration in project management from the Keller Graduate School of Management. And I would add that Denise is from Charleston, South Carolina, one of my favorite places, a beautiful place, and she and her husband have 2 daughters. So Denise, welcome to 4C Visions.
Thank you.
Well, your role as CCCC's Associate Dean of Health Sciences and Human Services entails many areas. What are some of those areas with which you work, and what are your responsibilities as Associate Dean?
Well, as Associate Dean, I work under Dean Lisa Godfrey. She's our Dean of Health Sciences and Human Services. My role in the department is I oversee the accreditation of all of our programs. So all of our health science programs have some sort of accreditation, or we're seeking accreditation for those programs. So I manage all of that to make sure that everyone has their paperwork turned in on time. All the accreditors are different, so there's different reports and paperwork that needs to be filed. Anytime there's a change in the program, change in faculty, change in program director or department chair, all of these things have to be reported to the accrediting agencies. And then all of the new programs have to go through a very rigorous plan to obtain accreditation, which can take anywhere from sometimes a year to 2 years just to obtain initial accreditation. So I help Dean Godfrey with all of those things. And then I also teach in the Health Information Technology Department. Still, I teach a course each semester, which I love. And then I supervise the new Diagnostic Medical Sonography program, our Health Sciences, our Human Services Department, and our Early Childhood Education Department, as well as the Health Information Technology Department. So I oversee those, and then I do accreditation.
Well, there's a lot in your area, that's for sure. But obviously with your health information management background, you have a real passion for Central Carolina's Health Information Technology program. What can you tell us about that program?
Well, I started that program when I came here to the college in 2015. We just started our second cohort. Our second year started this fall, and we're going to graduate our first cohort in the spring, so we're really excited about that. One of the interesting things about our program is that it's all online. We're one of the very few programs here, and the only health science program that's completely online, so all our students can do all of their work online. They do have to do some clinical experience in healthcare environment, but aside from that, everything they do is online at home. And so that's a real kind of unique thing that we have with the Health Information Technology program.
Well, Central Carolina's nursing programs have been extremely popular for students. What nursing programs does the college have available, and what is the job market like for those programs?
At Central Carolina, we have 2 nursing programs. We have our practical nursing, what we call our PN program, which is a 1-year program. And then we also have our associate degree nursing, our ADN program, which is a 2-year program in which the students earn an associate's degree in nursing. Nursing right now is in high demand. Health science in general is facing a critical shortage of healthcare workers for our future, especially in nursing. So the job demand is high for nursing, any type of nurse, and any type of health science job, but nursing in particular, because the nurses are the backbone of any healthcare facility, particularly in hospitals.
And I'd like to talk to you for a minute about the Scenography degree. Tell us what the Scenography is, and if this is a new program, how would people who are interested in that program register for that?
We are just starting our sonography program. Our first cohort will start next fall in 2018. Sonography is basically ultrasound technology. So anyone that's ever had a baby has had an ultrasound, or maybe if you've gone to the emergency room with a really bad stomach ache, you've had an ultrasound of your stomach so the doctor can see. Ultrasound technology uses sound waves to see what's inside the human body. So it's not invasive, it's very quick and painless for patients. So that is a very high demand technology. Previously, some of the tests were done like a CT scan or MRI, which it takes a long time. The equipment is not mobile, and there's a very low exposure to radiation. So to have a test like that over and over could be a little bit of a risk for a patient. So ultrasound technology is faster and cheaper. So healthcare is about saving healthcare dollars, and that's why there's such a demand now for ultrasound technology. It's being used more and more even in private practice than typically it was done in hospitals, but now it's being used much more in private practice and throughout all of healthcare. For students that are interested, we are accepting applications right now for this program. On our website, we have all the information for the program and how to contact admissions to submit an application and what is required to be considered for entrance into the program.
Well, one of the exciting things that is occurring on our Lee main campus is the building of the Keller medical building that's going up, and one of the programs that will be housed in that facility is our dental programs. And I know the dental programs have been a very popular part of the college. Can you talk about those programs for a minute?
Yes, our dental programs, we have 2. We have dental assisting and dental hygiene, which is a 2-year program. Dental assisting is a 1-year program. Both of those are also high demand jobs. Definitely any of the health sciences market is big. The one thing about the dental clinics that we have with our college, we have an actual clinic where people can come and receive free dental care. So we provide that as a service to the community. So our students get to learn in a structured environment with the faculty and dentists that oversee what they do, but it's free for the community. So not only do we have an amazing dental program, but we give back to our community with our clinic that we have, which will be in the new building as well.
Well, that's exciting. And we have another program that's also getting a new facility here at Central Carolina, and that's our popular veterinary medical technology program. What makes the VMT program so special?
Well, we have an amazing faculty and staff that work in our vet med program. One of the very unique things that we have is that we are the only campus in North Carolina that has live animals on our campus. We have a colony of animals right here at Central Carolina. So if you're here during lunchtime, sometimes you can see them walking and playing with the dogs. And they have, all the animals are housed in kennels there. So the students have almost instant access to the animals, but also get time to play with them, and then they adopt them out when they find adoptive homes for the animals as well.
Well, what other medical type programs does Central Carolina offer, and how does one apply for admission into these programs?
Another new program that we haven't mentioned yet is our health and fitness science program. That is a new popular program. It's an associate's level program where students, when they graduate, they can become personal trainers, they can work in the fitness industry. That is located here on our main campus here in Lee. That's another new program that's really exciting, that I think is a great opportunity for students to learn.
So if individuals want to get more information on these programs, what would they need to do?
All of the information on any of our health science programs is available on our website. So on our website, we have a link to every one of our programs. If you click the link, it will go directly into the page for the program, which will have all the contacts, the program director, the admissions contacts, anything that you need to know about the industry, about the program, and how to apply. It's all on our website.
Well, one of the things that you've mentioned is how successful our health science programs are in popularity, but they also are many good job opportunities for these fields. Is that what you're finding in the medical fields that you're dealing with?
Absolutely, because our population is aging, health technology is advancing, so people are living longer, which is one of the reasons what's creating the healthcare crisis that they're predicting that we will have. We're taking better care of ourselves and better care of our patients. So it's creating more patients and more demand. All of the health science programs are growing. The need is growing. And so it's a great opportunity. If anyone's ever thought about working in the health field, and you don't have to do patient care, because if you want to work in healthcare and help people, but you don't want to touch anybody like me, you can do health information technology. So you can do the computer side of healthcare, which is just as important. We don't physically help patients, but we protect them with technology. We protect their health information. So it's a very vital part of healthcare, but you don't have to get in there, get your hands dirty to be in healthcare. There's a lot of different opportunities other than being a nurse. A lot of people know about nursing, but some people don't know about some of the smaller sides and the back side of healthcare.
So I would invite our viewers, if you're interested in medical programs at Central Carolina Community College, to check out our website at www.cccc.edu. Well, Denise, can you take a few minutes to highlight some of our human services programs?
Sure, we have one program right now for human services, and what this program is, it's an associate's level program. So in order to work in human services, you typically have to go on to receive either a bachelor's or a master's degree, but you can start here at Central Carolina where the class sizes are smaller. You get a lot more hands-on contact with your faculty. Our program director, his name is Matt Smith, and he's a licensed, I believe he's a licensed therapist. He teaches the class, and so it's basically a stepping stone. It's to get you into a university and get, if that's what you want to do, in some type of social work or counseling type of profession.
Well, and we do have campuses in Lee County, Chatham County, and Harnett County. Are these programs, I know that you mentioned several of the programs are online, but those that are in person, do you have programs available in all three counties?
Yes, but not all programs are in every county. For instance, the associate degree nursing is only here on the Lee campus. Practical nursing is in Harnett. Dental is only available here in the Lee campus. Right now it's in our Wicker building in downtown Sanford, but it's moving to the Lee main campus. Medical assisting is available in Harnett County and in Chatham County. Human services is here on the Lee main campus. Health information technology is online, so our students come from all over our service area with that one.
And it is an exciting time at Central Carolina Community College, because not only are we constructing a health sciences building on our Lee main campus, we already have a health sciences facility in Harnett County, and in 2019 we're hoping to have a health sciences facility in Chatham County. So yes. I know this is an exciting time for your area.
Yes. We don't know yet what programs are going to be housed in the new Chatham building, but we are looking at different options, and we're hoping to bring at least one new program to the college to go into the new building.
Well, and I'm sure that in this world where it's an older population, such as myself, who will be needing health care, that it's a very popular field for people to want to get into.
Yes, it's a great field because you get to help people. A lot of people that go into healthcare truly want to help people, but there's also great pay and benefits involved with healthcare. A lot of healthcare jobs, a lot of them, the office jobs are Monday through Friday, no nights or weekends or holidays. Nursing jobs, you do have to work longer shifts, but some of the other jobs like medical assisting, you work in a private practice office typically, and so the hours are good, the pay is good. It's a great career because not only do you get to help people every day, you are very fairly compensated for that work.
And I would let our viewers know that while many of our programs, particularly in the medical field, are available readily. There are some of our programs that fill up very quickly because you have such a demand. Talk about some of the higher demand programs.
Definitely our highest demand program right now is our nursing program. We do get a lot of applications. Unfortunately, not everybody gets in, but there are a lot of ways to do. We have students that are preparing to come in. There's a lot of things that they can do to gain what we call points towards entry, which is coursework and having a high GPA, things like that. So unfortunately, some of our programs are competitive just because we have a limit to how many students that we can have, because some of it is an accreditation issue, and some of it is a physical space issue. Like in vet med, we've run out of space so that we can only have so many students because of the space for the equipment and the animals, and that's what makes them competitive. But I encourage anybody to apply. Talk to the admissions counselors. There's lots of things to do and lots of programs. If you don't get into your first choice, we can consider a second choice, even a third choice. We have lots of options for health sciences.
Well, and once again, I would invite our viewers, if you would like to learn more about these areas, please visit our website at www.cccc.edu or call our telephone here at the campus, and I'm sure that a career counselor will be glad to talk to you. Well, Denise, thanks for being with us today, and thank you, viewers, for being with us on 4C Visions.